Welcome to a short video which will help you revise the content of the exam based on Charlemagne. What we're going to focus on in the video is his main aim and how he achieved it. Here we can see a map of his empire. In the blue you see the territory that he inherited when he came to the throne. In the green you see other lands that he conquered whilst being king and then emperor, and the other colour, the tributary states, are associated with the empire, okay? Hopefully you remember that he was crowned emperor in the year 800 by the Pope, which shows that he made a strong alliance with the church and the Pope in particular, which is one way of him achieving his aim of creating a strong united empire. But apart from creating a strong united empire, he wanted to create a spiritual kingdom, a Christian empire. He had very strong ideas, very strong religious ideas that he wanted to make sure all the people in his empire followed and believed in as well. So, to summarize, one way he achieved his aim of achieving a spiritual kingdom, a Christian empire, was through his alliance with the Pope. He helped the Pope, and in return the Pope helped him. I'm not going to go into big detail about this because it's in the other two videos that we watched in class about Charlemagne, which you can find on Edpuzzle. Another way that he helped to achieve his aim was through education, and in order to educate the people in his Christian values, the values that he held very strongly, he used the monasteries. Okay, so this also connects to the role of the church in his empire. In this map you can see many of the monasteries that existed under him. He increased the number of monasteries, and in particular the number of scriptoriums in the monasteries. Do you remember what a scriptorium is? Even if you didn't, you might be able to figure it out from the word scriptorium. It's a place where the monks copied books. So hopefully you also recall that the monks, or some of the monks' job, was to copy books because printers didn't exist at the time. Charlemagne knew the importance of education and books, especially religious books, and the need for the clergy, monks, priests, etc., to be able to read and write in order to be able to understand religious texts and transmit the ideas in those texts to the people. So to help him achieve his aim of a spiritual kingdom, a Christian empire, he educated the clergy. He set up more monasteries and more scriptoriums to increase the number of books available to the people. So here's a nice image of some of the monks on the right hand side, and possibly an abbot who would be the head of the monastery, and the monks are handing over a book they may have copied. So their work was very important. Another question that you need to be able to answer, understand, is why he didn't educate all the people in his empire. Why did he focus his main attention on the clergy? So think about that now. Try and answer the question. Perhaps look at your notes to help you. You can even pause the video if you want more time to look this up. The answer, because for many reasons. Number one, the majority of people could not read or write. They were illiterate. So to educate them from the beginning would, take a lot more time and effort. Whereas the clergy, or a lot of them, or many monks, could read and write. So it wasn't so difficult. Secondly, he chose the clergy and the monks because he wants a Christian kingdom. Therefore, he's choosing people who are devoting their lives to religion and to God. So he already knows he's choosing people, or he should be choosing people that are believers. So for them to transmit his message is easier. Also, they could read and write, so it takes less work. Another consequence of Charlemagne's use of the monasteries, increase in the number of monasteries and scriptoriums, apart from spreading education and spreading his message of a Christian message around his kingdom, was the number of books. The production of books increased enormously. So in the period that Charlemagne ruled, I don't know, it was maybe 3 or 4 times the number of books were copied than in the 500 years previous to that. So he really had a major influence in education, along with the copying and transmission of very rare books. He didn't only have the monks copy religious texts, he also had them copy and retrieve philosophical texts from the ancient world. And so a lot of the texts that we still have now are a credit to him, that if it weren't for him and his monasteries and scriptoriums, we very well may have lost them. Hopefully you remember why I have this picture here and what it might refer to. This is a type of script, a type of handwriting or font that Charlemagne had developed. The name of it is minuscule. And why did he invent this type of writing? Well, because it was a clearer text. It would make the monk's job of copying easier, because if everyone wrote like this, there's less confusion about what the letters mean. As you know, in class, from looking at your classmates, each of us have a different type of handwriting. Some is easier to read than others. So Charlemagne wanted to make sure the writing the monks used was clear, consistent. It would avoid or help them to avoid making errors or having to guess at what the word may say, so that they could copy the books more accurately and therefore spread the Christian message more accurately. Charlemagne was very strict on this. He didn't want people guessing what the word was or leaving a word out, okay? He wanted the message transmitted correctly and the book copied correctly. Therefore, he used minuscule to help him to achieve this aim. So as a quick summary, Charlemagne's aim was to create a spiritual kingdom or a Christian empire based on Christianity. He did this through his alliance with the church and an increase in the number of monasteries and scriptoriums in order to educate the people. To help in education, he invented minuscule. Okay, I hope this helps. Thank you for listening. Don't study too hard.